Jay the Emperor checking in once again. Y'all already know what time it is. Another free game topic. Why they project. Now, I'm going to break it down into two types of people when it comes to projection. If you don't project, but you are used to dealing with people who project onto you, I'm going to tell you why. And we got the two types of people. We got the people who are completely clueless. They're mindless. They're senseless. They maybe have no soul. They're a bot. They're asleep. They're a zombie. Whatever you want to call it, they're just not aware. They're not woke. So for these type, we can call them agents. For these type agents, they have no idea what's going on. They're kind of like the sheep. They just follow the crowd. They repeat things that other people say. So with the first group of people, they're not aware that they're being used or programmed. They're just being used as sheep to project and go with the agenda. They're the type to be like, if something's going wrong and you can clearly see it as wrong, yeah, they're just going along with it blindlessly. Whatever the trend is or whatever the majority follows, they follow that. Therefore, they are the programming. They're part of the matrix. So they project that onto you. That's why they're projecting. That's the first group of people. They project because they're already hooked. They're already sold. They already bought into whatever the hell they selling. And when I say they, the powers that be, the higher ups, the ones who are actually programming the matrix, the ones who are actually got their hand in the cookie jar, the ones who are making things go. Yeah, the people who project, they're just like a projector, like a projector onto a movie screen. That's what they do. They uphold an image. They uphold the illusion because they've already been sold. They maybe never have woken up. They may have sold into it, sold out, sold their soul, or they may have just been an agent from the start. Again, they just were never meant to wake up. They just were part of the matrix. They're just a filler. They're just a side character. And that's why they project. They have no idea what's going on. They just project whatever they hear. Whatever they hear, they repeat it. And then they try to place it on you if you don't follow order. If you're not in alignment, it's like an NPC getting an error. If you're not in alignment with the program that they're upholding, error, 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 and they just keep repeating the same shit. All right. For the second group of people who are aware, they woke up already. They been knew what was up. They maybe woke up early on, or they've been woke their whole life, but they work for the other side. This group is aware. I just broke it down into two. The first group, they're not aware, but the second group of people who project is 50-50. They are aware. They are on a mission. They have an agenda. They have their own intentions. The reason why they project insecurities, they're speaking spells onto you. They hate the way you do things. Again, they work for the other side. So they want to try to do so many things to stop you, including project. The power of the tongue is crazy. And they know that. You may not know that, but you may start catching on eventually. Wow, this person is speaking spells onto me. Wow, what they said, they're projecting that onto me. That is not in alignment with my life. Return to sender. Matter of fact, anything that's sent to me, I want to manifest it into money tenfold. Yeah, transmutation. But for the ones who are aware and have an agenda, they project because they are one, insecure. Two, they work for the enemy. Three, not only have they sold their soul to whatever they believe, but they're here to collect your soul as well because all they can do is eat, take. It's like the belly of the beast. Ingest, take, power, 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 hungry, hungry, hungry. So they want to try to lure you at a certain level to where you're susceptible to being taken advantage of, meaning they want to lower you down and then take your power or just straight up pull you down from wherever you are. And they project because they want to try to, it's almost like shooting darts, but with words, with ideas. Hell, people can project just by looking into your eyes, but I'm talking about verbally. Even this even goes to online comments. People can project online comments. People can project in person. Your family members can speak spells onto you, projecting things that they go through and try to make it seem like you're going to go through that in your reality. And if you don't rebuke it in the name of God or whatever it is you believe in, you may be susceptible to whatever it is they're projecting onto you. So it's important to pay attention to words. It's important to pay attention to uh, ideas you tell people. Like if you tell somebody, I'm going out of town, they may say, look, be careful because when you go down that road, it's police on that road. Or be careful, you may get sick. I heard that this is going on, and you may have not even been aware of whatever it is they're projecting onto you. But because you weren't aware and it went over your head, now they just projected, aka spoke a spell onto you. Confirmation. double confirmation, and you were unaware. But like I said, I'm here to wake your game up. Now you are aware. Now you know why they project, because they see something in you that irritates their spirit. They can't stand when you do this talk like this, like I'm doing right now. They can't stand that. So they project. They'll start to give their opinion when you didn't even ask. Wow. And then once they give their opinion about what they think about you, they'll try to suggest you should do something. You should do this or you should do that when you were not even aware of whatever it is they were talking about. You just were just susceptible to it based off you listening to it, based off you agreeing to it. Because again, you can program yourself with affirmations and hurts music while you sleep. So what makes you think you can't get programmed by this world, by people who speak spells onto you, by people who want to project? It's important to protect your energy. That's really what this video is about, protecting your energy. And that's why they project. I may come back with a part 2 on how to protect yourself and ways to identify them projecting. Jada Emperor checking out. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.